现在的情况就是表面大家都
The current situation is that on the surface, everyone looks fine, everyone says they are not affected. But actually, behind the scenes, they're eating instant noodles, eating pickled vegetables, while showing their perfect side on the surface. Do you agree with what I'm saying? In Guangzhou, a box lunch for 4 yuan is selling like crazy. You're telling me that Guangzhou is upgrading its consumption? Either you're stupid or you're lying. For 4 yuan, there are 4 dishes: scrambled eggs, potatoes, noodles, and pickled vegetables. This 4 yuan lunch is selling like this. And you tell me this is consumption upgrading? 4 yuan lunchbox, equivalent to just about 0.55 USD, has become a popular choice for citizens in Guangzhou, a first-tier city in China. The fact that the public can only rely on cheap lunchboxes and instant noodles for basic meals reflects the harsh reality of China's current economic downturn.
I really can't believe it. This year, even rice is hard to sell. Today, I ran out of rice at home, so I went to the wholesale market to buy a few bags. The owner told me that this year, the grain and oil business is really tough. According to the latest statistics, the sales of rice have decreased by 30%. I don't get it. If you're cutting back on vegetables and meat, I can understand, but don't you have to eat rice? Are people not eating rice anymore? Everyone must have seen this. There are already millions of people dramatically quitting smoking. Some people online are saying, I don't want my family to lose their backbone because of my uselessness. 10 yuan can buy 2 kilos of rice, enough for a family for one day. 50 yuan can give the whole family a good meal.
A large-scale economic downturn is coming. No matter where it is, downturns are inevitable in the economic cycle. We have a client in business services, originally spending millions to make high-end products, but now they're entering the market with products priced at 39.9 yuan and 18.9 yuan. They're now reorganizing their business team. This is a long-term downturn. It may follow us for the next 20 to 30 years. Especially, you can see that the ports in the Yangtze River Delta area, some reports have already shown a 30 to 40% decline. This is the arrival of a big recession. With the continued decline of China's economy, consumer spending has plummeted to a critical point, with even basic necessities seeing reduced consumption. According to the latest statistics, in Shanghai, the country's largest consumer city, consumer spending in March dropped by 14% compared to the same period last year, while Beijing saw a 10% increase. At the same time, the unemployment rate across the country continues to rise. From coastal developed areas to inland cities, wages have regressed by a decade, and many people are forced to accept low-paying, high-intensity jobs to survive. However, even with these jobs, opportunities continue to shrink, and the shadow of economic depression looms nationwide. I spent the whole day outside today and ended up with nothing. Has the world really become so harsh for people in their 40s? I've already lowered my salary standards, I've lowered my expectations, but still haven't received a clear response. Does this mean I'm going to be eliminated by the world? In Jang Jaku this year, there have been a lot of unusual phenomena. Not sure if you've noticed. First, wages have dropped to what they were 10 years ago. It was normal to find jobs paying 4,000 or 5,000, but now the streets are full of jobs paying only 2,000 to 3,000. Secondly, there's simply no work in Jang Jaku. Many of my friends who returned from Beijing are now running back to Beijing. Third, the real economy is cold. There are shops closing down everywhere on the streets. Yesterday I went to a shopping mall to buy clothes, and there was no one there. Many business owners are struggling to stay afloat with loans. A man posted a video saying, "You wouldn't believe it. Someone's actually doing a job for 9 yuan an hour in Guangdong." 9 yuan an hour.
6 yuan an hour. It's all 6 yuan. The market is tough this year. Take it or leave it.
Every morning around 6 o'clock, many people are waiting on this street for day jobs. After choosing, only about 10 people get hired. The area across the road around the hospital is full of people doing casual jobs paid by the day. According to the latest data, in 2025, the average hourly wage in China will be about 47 yuan, which is about $6.8. Yet low-wage jobs offering 9 or even 6 yuan per hour are attracting many people, showing how tough the job market is. Look, this place near Jang Jaku Bank, you see the sign on the door. Not working anymore, not working anymore, store closing, clear stock. For the boss, this is also a relief, right? Without physical stores, your city becomes a ghost town. Now the closure rate of physical stores is 93%. If 93 out of 100 stores close down, it means 98% of workers will lose their jobs. Things aren't easy now. Over there, the traffic police are issuing tickets. Here, the city management is checking small vendors, and all the cars are getting towed. Faced with such a harsh reality, many ordinary citizens see no way out. Struggling to survive but repeatedly encountering setbacks, they are left with no choice but to lie flat in resignation. The world has really changed. In Shanghai now, if you don't buy a house, you win. If you don't buy a car, you win. If you don't start a business, you win. Not getting married or marrying later, you still win. After working in real estate for over 10 years, I've seen it clearly. If you have a little ambition, you lose everything. The only way is to lay flat. Then you win everything. How absurd is that? Now in Wuhan, how many homeless people are lying outside? Look closely. These are the people lying behind the water town in Wuhan. Why aren't they working? Is it really that hard to find a job now? There's even a girl lying here. How come you're sleeping here?
I have nowhere to go, no job, no money really.
Have you tried asking for help from your family?
I can't tell my family.
This can't go on. Have you eaten yet?
No, can you buy me some food?
I have only 5 yuan on me. How about I take you to eat some instant noodles?
Okay, thank you.
In the face of the severe employment situation and mounting economic pressure, family relationships are also under unprecedented strain. Unemployment and low incomes have led many families into hardship, exacerbating marital conflicts and contributing to a surge in divorce rates. Quitting work just like that? Is everyone not putting up with their boss these days? I get scolded by my boss every day, but I still show up to work the next day. If you just quit when you're not happy, you have already switched jobs twice. Can't you be a bit more reasonable? I have to pay the mortgage, the car loan, the kids' tuition fees. I can't afford it all by myself. The clothes and cosmetics you bought before work, you don't even earn enough to cover these costs.
Can I go look for a job tomorrow? Other people's wives in their 30s and 40s can stay at home, but I have to go out and work?
Can you be more realistic? In this era, I'm the only one earning for 4 people. It's too hard. There are 2 90 laws facing middle-aged men like me. First, 90% of people who lose their jobs will never find another one. They'll permanently leave the workforce. They either work in small businesses, media, or take on jobs like security guards, nannies, or cleaners. Second, if the unemployment lasts more than a year, or if income is interrupted for over a year, the family can't maintain its original lifestyle, the divorce rate hits 90%. The reality is that harsh. A library can show you the current employment situation. On Monday mornings, it's full of middle-aged people. Starbucks has become like a shelter for middle-aged unemployed people, with their briefcases and fixed seats sitting there all day. The plight of middle-aged unemployment is shocking, and the job prospects for young people are equally bleak. In today's competitive job market, fresh graduates are facing tremendous challenges. A high education degree is no longer a guarantee of stable employment, with many being forced to take low-wage jobs or positions unrelated to their field of study. This has become a common reality for the younger generation.
If I hadn't gone to university, if my mum hadn't used up all her savings to help me pay for a regular degree, I would have been better off. I'm from Anhui and I graduated this year with a degree in Internet and New Media. For the past month, I've been unemployed. The school is now letting us fend for ourselves in the job market, and I don't know what to do. I'll soon have to move out of the dorms and find my own place. After so many years of study, finally graduating with a degree, our family expected a decent salary and a better life after I graduate. But my resume has been revised again and again, and I've applied to over 100 places, but there's no response. Everyone says that us Gen Zs are the ones cleaning up the job market, but I can't even get into it. Now I'm going to take a job as a waitress for around 3,000 yuan. Does that seem fair to you? It doesn't feel fair at all. If I hadn't gone to university, I could have worked with peace of mind and not been in this situation, caught between a rock and a hard place.
The employment problem is really severe. It's not just people over 35 who are being fired and can't find a job. Now even the young people around 26 or 27 can't find work. My university roommate only makes 3,000 yuan a month, working 2 shifts a day, 12 hours a shift. It's such a high-intensity job, but the pay is low, and this is Tianjin. Plus, this year there are over 10 million new graduates competing for jobs. I can already imagine that my industry is going to disappear. I work in real estate brokerage in Tianjin, and I know that they've issued a document that says we can't talk down the real estate market, but the reality is that no one is making money and everyone's wallets are empty. How are we supposed to buy houses?
This low-paying job, I'm done with it. I'm filled with anger. How come some people are still making money while the economy is declining? It's so hard. Why is the pay so low? It's so little. I don't even want to do things the proper way anymore. I'm thinking about making quick money instead.
As the Chinese public grapples with the economic downturn, the ongoing trade war between China and the US has further intensified the pressure on everyday life. In April 2025, the US imposed a new round of tariffs on Chinese goods, including electronics, clothing, and other daily consumer products, resulting in a price increase of 10 to 15% domestically. Previously, President Trump revealed that Xi Jinping personally called to seek negotiations. According to reports, the CCP quietly lowered tariffs on some US goods despite making strong statements in public. However, on April 29th, the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs released a bilingual propaganda video titled No Kneeling on its official social media platforms, claiming it would not compromise under the tariff sanctions imposed by the US. When asked about the message of the video at a routine press conference, Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian stated that the video aimed to help people better understand China's stance. After the video was released, it received praise from many of China's patriots, called the Little Pinks on domestic social media, but it was met with ridicule from Chinese netizens on overseas platforms. America wants to talk, but you refuse to. Secretly kneel and then claim you won't kneel. The Chinese government would rather let the people starve for 3 years than let Xi Jinping lose face. Isn't this a bit contradictory? You say we won't negotiate with America, but a normal response would be, we won't kneel. No one is asking you to kneel in the first place. Why are you so stoically feeling the need to say that you won't kneel? Australian historian Li Yuanhua stated that the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs' short film reflects the, quote, wolf warrior mentality, projecting an image of aggression. It mainly aims to rally the Chinese public, making them endure the hardships of the trade war with the US. But now the public is not as easily deceived, and more people are awakening. Taiwanese political commentator Wu Jialong explained that the CCP leadership have now realized that they have misjudged Trump, and nationalist sentiments led to their decision to engage in a tariff war. Wu elaborated, explaining that China used to sell low-end products to buy high-end ones, but by engaging in this tariff war, China fell into Trump's trap. Now the CCP is realizing that the situation is not as easy as they expected. Initially, they thought they could buy Trump with deals or simply apply pressure, but now they've found out this is not the case, leading them to make quiet adjustments. However, it may be too late. China commentator Yuan Hongbing further pointed out that the CCP has always been indifferent to the suffering of the people, with high-ranking officials like Kai Chi even using the, quote, 3 years of natural disasters as an example to suggest that the people can endure the tariff war. However, the so-called 3 years of natural disasters actually referred to the famine caused by Mao Zedong's policy mistakes, which resulted in the deaths of nearly 40 million people. He believes that by using this painful history as a political slogan, the CCP exposed its inhumane nature. Yuan continued to analyze that the CCP is trying to inspire the morale of government officials by using the experience of surviving the death of millions during the famine. But today's Chinese people are more enlightened, and information is no longer closed off. From low-paying jobs to the closure of physical stores and soaring prices, the pressure on the Chinese public is increasingly unbearable. Discontent is everywhere, from social media to the streets. History has shown that economic crises are often the trigger for social unrest. When the public sentiment changes, any hardline policy could lead to even greater resistance. I can't understand it. Everyone, I posted a video of me singing the Internationale this morning, and they took it down. I really admire that. Now the whole internet is singing it, but some people are criticizing it. Some think it's outdated, saying it's no longer appropriate to sing this song. Others are labeling it as having ulterior motives. I think it's just the guilty people getting nervous. No matter the era, people should always pursue truth and justice. Singing the Internationale is meant to inspire people to stand up and fight against evil. What's wrong with that? That's right, people are expressing their dissatisfaction. In the month of April, this dissatisfaction has become increasingly visible. On April 15th, outside the Chengdu Chadianzi bus station, anti-communist banners appeared on the overpass with messages such as, quote, "Without political system reform, there is no national revival," unquote, and, quote, "The people don't need an unconstrained party," unquote, as well as, quote, "China doesn't need anyone to point the way. Democracy is the way," unquote. It has been confirmed that the person who hung the banners was Mei Shilin from Muxian country, Sichuan. On April 28th, an anti-communist manifesto with real names was posted online, titled "A Spark Can Start a Fire," and was co-signed by 2 female professors from South China University of Technology. One is the Dean of the School of Biological Sciences and Engineering, and the other is her assistant. Many netizens commented, "Is April the month of anti-communism?" And I hope more and more people will step forward. The more people speak out, the lower the risk and the higher the chances of success. Political commentator Wen Jiao said that Mei Shilin's goal was clear, to expose himself. After hanging the banner, he sent a short video to a dissident in Europe. Although most Chinese people still live in fear, there are still such brave individuals. The Anti-Communist Manifesto, written by the South China University of Technology Department Dean, is far more difficult for someone inside the CCP political system to do than for a grassroots individual like Mei Shilin. Wen Jiao analysed that as the public's difficulties deepen and their despair grows, larger-scale protests will inevitably come, but not as quickly as the White Paper Revolution in 2022. The White Paper Revolution was sparked by a deep sense of empathy for the victims of the Urumqi fire during the COVID lockdowns. Today, people's reasons for protesting are about hunger, poverty, and opposing the CCP's various retrogressive actions. This fundamentally rejects the CCP's leadership, and overcoming the fear will be more difficult. Therefore, protests won't come quickly, but when the suffering reaches its peak, the inevitable large-scale protests will eventually come.